Good evening. Tonight, ITV News reports from one of Libya's most bitter and violent battlefields, the besieged city of Misrata. Our correspondent travelled in by sea and is the first British television journalist to witness the untold story of the fight for control of the city.
It is a place which resounds to the echo of gunfire, mortar shells and the screams of the injured. Our team was present when young children were hit. The battle has split Misrata in two, the front line marked by the city's major roads. To the west, it's Gaddafi who's in control. To the north and east, Gaddafi's opponents fighting for their homes and their lives, desperate for protection from NATO.
Our international correspondent John Irvine and his cameraman Sean Swan sent this exclusive report, which contains graphic images of the war.
The centre of Misrata has become a virtual no man's land, across which the two sides kill and be killed. These are shattered streets, scarred by weeks of battle. It's important to remember that while this place is being attacked by an army, it's not being defended by one. Instead, the resistance here comprises ordinary people who've forgotten the day job and picked up weapons to fight for their freedom.
This street is the outer limit of rebel-held Misrata. About 500 yards down this side street are pro-Gaddafi forces. The two sides have been in these positions for about a month now, so the defenders of the city are holding their own.
The rebels wanted to show us one of the high buildings under their control. This place has been held at a cost. The fighters insisted we crawl under the windows as they took us to their positions. This man owns a clothes shop. He says he's also a good shot. Mohammed is a doctor of physics who left his Manchester home to attend the funeral of his brother, the first victim of the fighting in Misrata. He took up arms himself, but got shot.
And still you stay here?
Yes.
Why do you stay?
This is the price of my country freedom. I've been in the UK for more than 10 years, and I feel the freedom.
The men were preparing for another assault by Gaddafi forces. They're fighting with their backs to the sea against a better equipped enemy, but these rebels do have their wits about them.
The defenders of Misrata have had to be resourceful just to survive. To prevent Gaddafi's tanks getting to the town centre along this main road, the men here filled these lorries with sand, put them in first gear and allowed them to chug across the road. Not even a tank shell could shift this one.
But as we saw at one of the few hospitals still functioning here, Misrata is paying a heavy price for its defiance. The city is a thorn in the colonel's side, an embarrassment not far from his capital and his hometown. He's trying to bleed it into submission, but the people here know that despite the toll, surrender would mean slaughter for all of them. And so they all do what they can. People like this oncology surgeon who trained at Edinburgh's Royal College but is now learning different skills.
We are not qualified to be war surgeons, but no choice.
As the injured continued to arrive here, it became obvious to us that most of them were not fighters, but civilians, injured by indiscriminate gun and mortar fire directed by Gaddafi forces. These men were mourning the loss of two brothers cut to pieces by a mortar shell. This 12-year-old boy had been shot in the leg, but in Misrata terms, he was lucky. Soon afterwards, in a place we thought safe, a mortar round reminded us that there's nowhere safe in this city under siege. It had exploded in a garden where children were playing. The little boy looked confused. His father was quick to wrap him in a blanket, hiding the horrendous wounds to his back and spine. They were injuries that he would not survive. A second boy had also been cut down. His father did what any father would do and began the dash to hospital, where the child was saved. Incidentally, during the filming of this report, we didn't see or hear a single NATO warplane. John Irvine, ITV News, Mizrata, Libya.
The story of Mizrata has raised serious questions about the effectiveness of